Chumdum gombo jawara yang la shang zang lu. Gengge lu zhu dum nye dum zhang nye da nam da ra za wei. Chen nye dong gen chen shen su she nye ji da ge ra lo. Yang da zhi bi zhuang re ma ru men du dung re jie zi. Ro so gen la wo jie da zi yang la dum jie yang da. Zhu de re jie zhong nye mo nye lo le jie zhang zhong dong zi. Maru maze dungmaru nyega chanye chomza raja. Sabjin da zo yonda le zo jaje do. Shudra jada jani janjin dan. Munziran jawara yang lan da da. Umara baza narda, umara baza narda, umara baza narda, umara baza narda, umara baza narda. Umara baza narda, 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 umara baza umara baza narda, 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 umara baza narda. Tirda jijim jera ozira je dalu dama mamba rapsa ne kwadam damjo jole nomba. Ubi nawa jeta so nyaji jimbo tsoda nyingmi zhang zoni molo jimbo ngajat agar dangan zandu shamado tumba dikje jala zhanzar lo. Oya teni chuji chokbo nambala ngato delage.
Old Dharma friends here this morning.
Tani ngarang tsu chuchi sha jete tani chuchi sha pi tangbo tani tamshi ki shangship shoda sem ki go re.
So we are going to begin with the teaching now, but before we do so, everybody please make an aspiration of what achievement.
Tani namki karkip ko semchin tamchit namka tanyam bi semchin tamchit tani nge yara sangji ga salam gopa yana semchin tamche tharwa thopi tonde tani ngaranga tani sangji drip yin ngaranga sangji ga kompang drip yin di tonde tani nge chuchin de nyang yin samni tani sam go re.
And in making this aspiration, we need to think that we strive to attain Buddhahood in order to establish other beings in the state of Buddhahood or assist them in their liberation.
Aya teni tanga zum chuji papchir rinpoche ga teni tongta warsam de gi tam songwa di nang la ta zo de teni papa shenre zi teni gomlig teni song do papa shenre zi gomlig tang teni papa shenre zi ke nyemba teni yeke chigma ndonlig te song do te na tin ndonlig te la ta nga cho khar sang kong de tapa go ni ndonlig tang teni nyarje go ni ndonlig te ni po de kong de sar chung kong de song sar song.
So the focus of Palchu Rinpoche's the propitious speech from the beginning, middle and end is meditation practice on Chenresig and how to go about reciting his mantra. So yesterday we talked about how we can go about approaching his practice and chanting his mantra with an attitude of devotion and as well with an attitude of compassion.
Tani ta terang dani mar jirne dang tani lamtong te niki go ne tani papa shane zika nyimba ndonlik te songare.
And today we are going to go on looking at how we can engage in Chenresig practice and reciting his mantra from the point of view of shamatha meditation and as well as from an insight or vipassana meditation.
Oya tatini kapsang go ni mara inna tani iki dong se o tomen korwan chamni ta panchet jipshi digde soni chitpran cham digtong nyanim thorjang shaksim ki tobje changwi ngani yik dong soni ta nga so shertang digpa margi wa shagna tani dorji sempa tani top jig gone dorji sempa tani gumne tani om banzar sato hong ziata yana yike gyapa yigya donne tani digdib tani jangwa tani shekare namjin na cho tani shekare tani shina pe yakbo halebaga tani shenlop chimbo tani top chimbo re tani pampa sharez gomne tani teyang tani tobje changwi gone tani digba shagna yang tani janja re chigba re teyang chokore.
Usually when we engage in confession practice, we do so using Vajrasattva practice. In this practice, we confess our wrongdoings in order to purify our accumulated past negative karma. We recite the 100-syllable mantra and we apply the 4 opponent forces. This is a very excellent practice to do. And it's also possible that we can confess our wrongdoings in the same way using Chenresig as our support deity rather than Vajrasattva.
Dangzan jin biblonda street pi get terla li tong long shu ge wi chok yarm chot marbjin khonde kanlan rolla kanla Kinzan Jangji Kerla Yigdug Dung, Sanji Kanji Ngo, Lama Ji, Kadan Sanji Kanle Lapingun, Lama Shanri, Zidang Yermit, Tapi Dongshik Kerla Yigdug Dung, Drupshang Lamgum, Kubjim Wondavchit, Wang Jib Daniel Lama Shanri, Ransim Lamarashina, Wang Shizok, Rang Rang, Tup Nangni, Yigdug Dung, Korwa Nawa Zamti, Lonami, Natal Harishina, Zantun Zok. Tahnang wang jin rola tichif kern korwa tongchig ngani yigchig dong yerim nam chang mamang lu manche dershak chig gum jarwa kanje ngang kanang nang wa thiji chimbush ko nang tong larki ngani yigchig dong dibjo de nyendib le ngak chupa cham chikchut yike chig pa chuji da tang pa pi sondang damjer mit tahtong ngak si pi yigchig dong dumni nam tok jena nam tok nyam tok ji Rana Wandan Dina Dabgartal, Chotan, Sender Solmzat, Shariz, Lebjil, Hintrimani Yigdung, Ganshirtor Map, Shatrum Drolahu, Nanton Ganang, Sa Atinichi Chantik, the Yigitan Chin the Gari, Nanton Gana. Satsa, oh, yeah. Nanton Ganang, Satsa, Salandip, Zio Sare, oh, the answer. Nimil Lapshak Semit Golansal, Chushul Yon Zongani, Yitig Dung, Jirdang Dao Shambam Son Jin Dul, Tul, Ritugan Kornarji, Tapki, Tapijan La Nyamto Lotormu, Sendi Ler Zongani, Yitig Dung, Denjin Rogan, Jen Mid Melaftak, Darnau Densig Nyambu, Chuki Tit, Sosak Rorjak, Servxer the Hu, Jinbu Gerzongani, Yitig Dung, Tapi what's a Nyamlin Chulgurzut. Darnang Chimde Jenlok wo Tang Jok Nyang Jibo Mo Kamsum Wagmarabshin Sunbu Chizok Nani Yigdung Nanset Terwa Lakti Dinber Mit Korder Namtok Zamti Lona Me Namtok Shatur Shina Salam Zok Rolg Naji Nani Yigdung Ransim Ruston Nime Churki Nang Mabju Nimur Jagna Rangsaran Chat Shermi Chichun Nang the Shechuzin Rixno Jembra Jola, Yitig Dung, a nipit, Oyatati, and Chiti, any Mambos, the song that so Tamchipot, any Namdrunk, Goni Mambo song, as a Dona, this Chipari do, the Nata, Ona, Shapati, Par Jemunda, or the region, the Nanga, so Ona, you beat any Tsakakashi, Tony, the Jamna, the Konglayo Patiso Parchi, Shindo Sare.
So the verses that Kempo has just read contain many different categories, but they can probably all be summed up or easily understood by going into more detail with a few key terms in the verses below.
Tani gola yo bitska kashiti tani journée dans l'entong gum diablik tani na chimbo tani songon de na. And
in the verses that come now are some very important key points regarding shamatha and vipassana meditation. So everybody please listen well.
Onebi tane ngewer jimta chotun giving on the birang or two, onenja nime tamal shibarkyong, zerching nyamjing on a yit dong zone dati de so tini journée gomne tini journée ngane tini paba sharez ko gomba tang tini paba sharez ko nyimban don tandis songandos.
So in the verse that begins with calm stillness mind cut following moving thoughts, this verse is describing approaching Chenre Sig practice and chanting, reciting his mantra with shamatha meditation, or on the basis of shamatha meditation.
Tani nga tsu namgin inna tani ta journée ti ziyade kandriz la zegre zina namgin inna nga tsu simte tani perna jamso barlab jinda tani sem kana la nam tok damanda mambo yong kap se gewa ga nam tok tani kap se marge wa ga nam tok tani ga nam tok mambo ztani ta yong re te simte tani mar ne jewa ga ne thap tani ta ne mepa tani zre tani Di indi tini nga tsu sim di tini perna jamso go bar laptawa tini namtok mambo ti yo sona de nga tsu gom jab go nanda samlo tang go nanda gangin na yakbo zi yung go mare tini indi sim di tini namtok mepa zi ka nga la tini ndoji di tangbo kar chimbo re.
So first, to talk about shamatha meditation, our minds, as they are in their ordinary state, are very tumultuous, like an ocean with many waves. Our thoughts, some of them virtuous, some of them non-virtuous, continue to arise. And so our minds are very far from still or calm. And in this turbulent state, it's difficult to meditate, it's difficult to contemplate. And so this is why it's necessary to bring the mind into calmness.
Tani journée gomtserte la tini gomluk mambo zindug tini nga tso nyantu la tini tagman tagba chonga nyantu la tini gomtserte tini ngomba nzota teso na la mambo tini te sondug teso tamche potarta pena nga tso bok ina teso ta jachimbo zte nyamnim che mare ti bok di pecha na la nyantu tagman ge tini gom jabluk journée gomluk teso sama yo sama yore chasang yore ta tani bokina chemboz nyamnim shega mandugte zote macho tani nyantu chogo ta perna Thailand Barman to sola yong ke nyantu nam ko tarta yang te nyamle yak bo shega yori tinala jane gomser mambondus.
There are many different methods of shamatha meditation, and shamatha meditation practice is primarily found in the basic vehicle or the listener vehicle of Buddhism. There are many different meditation practices that are described in the Abhidharma literature, and whilst these practices are present in the scripture, the Tibetan canon, nevertheless, shamatha practice is not something that's widely engaged in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. It's something that's primarily emphasized in the Buddhist traditions of places like Burma and Thailand.
Tani nga tso bok chu na la te journée gomser mambo songware ta mang chi shu te teni sang ka teni luksh re thapshi sang ka lugre teni sang ka te lugi teni journée gom ya te ga teni nga tso bok ina tso te gom gundur.
So in Tibetan Buddhist practice, there are, even though shamatha practices exist in the scriptural tradition, nevertheless, most of the goals of shamatha practice or shamatha practice is achieved through meditation methods in the Vajrayana, of the Vajrayana sort.
Tani pe jana nga tso sang ka tani pardo tikchet rawa pardo tikchet rawa tindi nang la yena tani journée gomser mandawa chiksum tani chigri shini gomluk mandawa chiksum yore.
In the Tibetan Book of the Dead, for example, there are 13 different shamatha practices that are outlined.
Teni teso sangma ta teni nyamse len na te nga tso musu tang sin na teni 자바였나 되니 자와 마인바 켐바였나 되니 무스였나 되니 냠슬린나 되니 냠슬린 축축 되니 그 서로 되니 상마 되니 송요래.
And it's very clearly said that anyone can engage in these practices, regardless of whether they are monks or ordained practitioners or lay practitioners.
Teni shirtang ge jane gomser ti thola teni jachimbu shini teni long mambo chang teni rigpa mambo goni jane gomser teni halipa yakbu ta ji long dang rigpa goni mambo teni jachimbu teni songyong khent teni je lama ge teni je chongkha pa ge lamrum ge teni jane ge nangla te pe geba yore.
And in terms of scriptural explanation or textual explanation of the shamatha meditation method, Tsongkhapa's explanations are very thorough.
Tani tan di nangla songbate teni long mangbo ta rigba mangbo ta teni jachimbo teni nyokta chimbo teni songyo mare tabdipo shini mangna bo onnat bo shini ta jane gom songyo res.
In his work, he doesn't explain or doesn't set out or communicate shamatha meditation in a way that is very complicated and elaborate. He sets it out in a way that is very easy to be understood, in fact, almost like a set of practice pith instructions on shamatha practice.
Tanita 언니 비상니 give 짐트 추져야 돼 간디 레즈나 가초 셔당 나랑 저거 심드 남긴이나 되네 가초 심디 남쪽디 되니 시로라 어즈기나 자이나 되니 지이나 로이나 노르나 가초 시로 근직틴디 돌아 삼로만 보탕네 티 야포레 야포 마레 되니 라라 각 라라 접 되니 그때니 삼로만 보 땅그 마톡 바드니 코랑 랑디 간다진
Usually, in terms of our minds, we're very fixated on phenomena in the outside world, sense phenomena, things we see, sounds we hear, touches we feel, tastes we taste, etc. We're primarily concerned with assessing whether they are good or not, whether it's something we want to achieve or not. We spend relatively less effort and time on understanding the nature of these thoughts themselves.
Te matsa nga chu simkham rikpa ta charik ta te so na la tarong nga chu simje te gangi yang ha ko yo mare chi khashi ge na la pa chi re je khashi ge mare je te ri ja ma so ban ra man ro yap ni de ma to ba tarong simje te nguni kang lam zum mu chu go te yang ha ko yo mare.
What actually the mind is something that scientists and philosophers have a lot of debate about. It is not conclusive from their point of view what the mind is. Some say it's the brain, some say it's not. In any case, it's very difficult to point the finger exactly at what the mind is.
Dele jamba ga teni jiktim pa teni musu yena engarang su simte la tinni teni shiro ne teni nga so shisha mambo shi yore shisha mambo la teni shapa jab yore shisha mambo teni tan la phab yore riti teni ti nga so shisha mambo teni shi denken ga teni ngubo de khorang de kanjiyen teni nga so samlo yang tang yo mare shi yo mare.
In general, regardless of who we are, philosophers, scientists, even just normal people, we know a lot about the external world. We are constantly analyzing and categorizing. However, insofar as what these the essence of these judgments and thoughts we make about the external world actually are, this is something we don't know.
Penang arang cho mungni pote la tani mungni pote la tinni tini shiror ko tini zig mambo thonggo yore ti zig chebon thonggo chongchong thonggo yon jamata mambon thonggo yore riti inna tini arang cho ko muk khorang ga nangla kan ti yin nga cho muk thonggo mare.
If we take the example of our eyes, using the sense organ of our eyes, it's possible to perceive all kinds of images, big, small, of different kinds of shapes. But while it's possible for us to use our eyes to see all of these things, we are not able to use our eye to look into itself to see what it is like.
Tani nga tsu semti tani shilokla shibsha mambo shina korang ma shiwi jimtsendi kangrezina tani korang nga tsu semti tani tsawani shi matumkan shi ji tsawani menkan tani zerezina te marezi te jimtsenji mare wana jimtsen kangrezina nga rangzo namjin tani semgi tani shilokla samlo tangdaya mato ba korang kanri rezini tani gata samlo matangwi jimtsenji rezi kante samlo tangna nga tsu semte yang kanrizin hago re.
And in terms of our mind is the fact that we use our mind to perceive and judge things in the outside world, but seldom use it to look back on itself. Is this due to the fact that the mind is incapable of doing this, incapable of looking into itself? No, this isn't the reason. The reason that the mind doesn't look back or look into itself very much is because we don't use it in this way very often. We're not in the habit of directing it to do this.
Oya tini tanga chu terang din nangla pena pa ma osar langa tini lo ma tini lo sum lo trik tini la tini gom jab ni tini tharshin chan gom jab chanken tini mambu yore te so inna tanga gom mambu jab yo jire tini yang nga chu khak chig tanga gom tini chembo jab menken tini yang yo jire.
So today among us there are obviously some students of Pema Wurseling who have completed long retreat periods of 3 or up to 6 years, and then there are also students probably who are beginners, newcomers to Buddhism.
Teni ta tinji indi nga chu terang ni nga chu su pe na tini tar nga yan chu gom jab mamnyung khen tinri yin na teni tarang ni terang ni zone ta su rang sim kandiyin teni te charchud ni teni te tago yores.
So if you are someone who has never practiced meditation before, then from this point on, it's extremely important to look into what, in fact, the nature of the mind is.
Ta tinji indi nga chu sim te la teni ti mukta ti nawa ta te so ta manja ba teni kwarang rang la teni chachu chi yore te kang rezina pela nga chu muk yin na teni jamban thongore ma to teni kwarang thong ma re tinji je te yin na nga chu sim ti te tang manja ba teni kwarang ga shulok la teni samlo ta na shulok ko teni chu mangbo shibsha mangbo kharang ga shithap kare teni nang la samlo ta na yang kwarang yang kanji yin teni kwarang ga shithap kare te nga chu sim the
one characteristic that distinguishes our mind from our other sense organs, such as our eyes and our ears, is that in addition to being able to look outwards and perceive phenomena and information in the outside world, it's also able to look back into itself and perceive the inside of itself.
Teni nga chu ta semti teni kandis ga goni seha ko go rezina teni nga chu mukatana ti thongmare nawa ga nyane yang teni ha go mari lakpa ga nyangna yang teni nga chu sim ha go mari teni changrik pa ga nga chu lappa ga teni ngurkyul la teni ti sim la teni chi te re te mare jin dipchi jab ko yo mar dipchi jab ko yo re ti jang teni ha go yo mari te na so changma nguni chani teni ta ha ko gona teni khwarang rang teni ta nyamsum nyung go re.
So if we're going to try to find out what the mind is really about, then this is not something that we are going to be able to do by looking at it with our eyes or listening to it with our ears, and even scientists who apply all kinds of machines and apparatus to test the mind in order to find out about it. This is not going to be the only way this is not going to be a conclusive way of finding out about the mind either. What's necessary is that the individual engage in practice, meditation practice, to look into their own mind and find out in order to discover what it is and how it works.
Oya teni tanga so semti teni shologla par martani nangla ser tawide kapse korang kanji re samne ngaso te da Neba maungba teni te tarta ga chu mambo la samlo matang ne korang kanji re samne lamsang ser lone jitawi nerkabna teni korang ga te nerkab ni ma to yo mare teni ti nane kangrong zon tongore ze te korang ga nerkab jena teni ta korang ga nesr ni kangrong zon tongore te te ma to jamba yo mare chite kangre jena chite nam to yaran ramam chu de yong ken ta tere ti nerkab tere Nipa de kangre zina teni namtok mambo meni korang teni pena jamso na la chirlab me pa rabo shini jambo shini de yopi ne kubteri teni ni ma to yo mare.
If a person turns toward their mind and abides in a state of calmness without generating thoughts about the past, about the present, or about the future, then there are primarily only two things that they are going to observe. The first is a state of thoughts arising, and the second potential state they may observe is one where no thoughts are arising, so like an ocean surface without waves.
Teni korang ga semti korang ga teni korang rang nyamsim yongni teni shibi kapse teni yana korang namtok Kang mepa tindi shini jambu shini te de dibi nerkvre te tena tela nepa zeni tindi zegore nepa res.
So when someone abides in this state of calmness, experiencing their own mind for themselves, then this is what we refer to as stillness.
Tani nipa te kangre zena tani namtokti korang kandi shekendo zene shik tawi nekabna tani namtok mambo chuni tani tati nala gewa ga namtok margewa ga namtok tani tondak yonken tondak menken tani jama mambo chik jila chik tani jamso cherlab rabo shini jamso cherlab tani chik tani pantaka pan pengori ten rawo shini namtok mambo chuni de gori te tenji nerkab tere ti nerkab tela tani ngewa yanam chowa
If we are abiding in this state and many thoughts generate, some of a virtuous nature, some of an unvirtuous nature, some that are meaningful, some that are meaningless, generating in a continual succession, like waves in the ocean that continue to crash upon each other, then this kind of situation is what we refer to as movement.
Oda ngacho rang tini semde kandire samne tini te tini samlo tangjana ta samlo tang zega mare te so de korang nyamnyung go ni nyams nyona tini te nipo ma tok ba tini jamba yo mare.
So if one turns to thinking about what the nature of the mind is, or rather not thinking about it but directly experiencing it, then these are the only two states that one could encounter, one of either stillness or of movement.
Ta tendi indi ti kapsanga so semte country shekendo samne teni teni nangla chitawi ne kabna karti sim korang namtok mambu mene ta jambu shini de ne kabzula thsona teni ni pitane zia teni te ne pazi kitela teni thkson te dam chat ne kab te dam chat song bare.
So if one looks into one's mind and finds it in a state of calmness without thoughts arising, then they will have encountered a state of stillness in their mind.
Tani ta ti tani kandishe gozena ta ani pitani ngewer jimtan chot ta karte semoneni tindi de yona tini semte neni ndo to moto ta ti thola tini naptok mambo chikjila yongati mar jadne tini mepa shini Teni jambu ti tola ne ethamat taya tepsi go reze ta nga zo ne semde kandu chigandu samdi chi ta yongdi ni ma tongro sa yo mare yana nam tong mambo che yo re yana nam tong ma chi ni teni jambu shini de yo re ni ma tongro sa yo mare garti ti niki nani chipo ma tongro sa me chikti garti nga son sem nang la nyambar jang pine kamna teni nam tong mambo me pine kam tindis re ni de yo na oya Tati Tony Deni, in Namtomambo, Troyati, Pachata Mototani, Titoni, Ndugota Gores.
So if we come to rest in our mind and we find it in a state of calmness and equanimity, then we should seek to abide in this state. And in abiding in this state, watch the nature of our mind in this state of stillness. And if thoughts should arise from this state, then we cut them, attempting to continue to remain in a state of stillness and calmness.
Teni titone ni gonata nga sotela tapsiz gogre matok ba tapsimena teni nga so titone ni etapta gore zena teni to condition ni etapta gote ha goyo mare tena tela tapsiz yores.
It's necessary, though, if we are going to remain in this state of calm abiding, that we have a method to assist us in abiding in this state. Just simply trying to do it without having a method at our disposal will be very difficult.
Oya ta tapsi telange tari kona shapan rawo re pelanga so pardo tik tri kana la na tapsi jiksum rawo ti mambo song re tarong ti jang sak mare mambo na na ha lepa mambo re danga so journey dipserti tapsi ha lepa mangshu ti ni sang kana la yo re te indi nga so boba ge na journey dipikap se ni nyantu ti ni ta na la yo pi journey mambo dipserti ko so te la torna chimbo trek maybe jimsen de yang te re.
And in terms of the methods that are available to us, there really are a vast number. Aside from the 13 methods that I mentioned before, there are other numerous methods in the Vajrayana tradition, and actually it's due to the plentiful nature of shamatha meditation methods or techniques in the Vajrayana tradition that Tibetan Buddhist practitioners generally don't adopt or pursue the shamatha meditation techniques in the Theravada tradition.
Teni tati nalanga sotab depo shini shadna gang rezida shertang tapsi kashi yotik tapsi chikde gang rezina nga so ta muki tangbo nga so mukti jila nga so semten ro reze mukti yuta muta mambo shedena muk jisa nga so semte de ro re te indi teni mukti teni chik tola tani teni shego reze yang me kashi ga teni muk shena teni yang 다 잠자 mambo 통거래 때 mambo 통디 되니 다 semla 남tok mambo 깨근도 되니 대샘 약보신이 대탑 금도 삼네 되니 묵점네 되니 검잠근 되니 요래다 옛나 묵점나 때 약보요 말이 묵시고래 옛나요 묵시나요 되니 묵시 살위지니 되니 디파르 모즈로나다 파르로나 파르타 서르로나 서르타 되니 시데나 되니 셈 네탑 거 말이 때 옛나 묵 Teni nga zo tasa chika tola tani teni ta dego re.
In general, our mind, our thoughts follow our eye sense. So the various things that we perceive around us looking this way and that, our mind follows after them and then thoughts arise. So it is for this reason that one technique of shamatha meditation is to focus our gaze on a single object. Many people feel that actually keeping the eyes open causes their minds to wander, and therefore think that during meditation it's better to keep one's eyes closed. This actually isn't the case. We need to keep our eyes open. However, we focus on a single object in front of us.
Deni ta ti muk deni tasasila ta gona te garila ta gorezena deni ta ti nala kashi ti nala tasa kashi ores chikte pe na nga chu ta nga chu so so hungon la yo pi deni don ja da xiang ja da Yang te main bi remonda tindi kangla tana te chokore tindi la tane muk te la ta tini semyang te la tanni tini sem ganalan ramra mambo masam ni mug nipo da sem dang che pa changma tini chig tola tini partanni tindi chini tini nduluk o tindi gom jablik jerne gomluk ziyang yori te jerne gomluk chigre.
So one technique is to focus our gaze on some kind of image or object in front of us. It could be a stone, it could be a picture, it doesn't really matter. In any case, we focus both our gaze, our vision, as well as our mind single-pointedly on the object in front of us and remain concentrated on it. This is one potential technique.
Teni nga su poko lama so nala kashi te la gagba jabiyore tago ta nga su do ta shang ta tindi la tani jane gomna te yakbo mare te gomsri yang tak ba mare zini te gagba jam kan tindi yore re te inna ta te nga su le tangbo pa so tindi shina teni yakbo yore zi le tangbo pa so tindi shina gom jam na tab debo yore chik te tere ni te pe na nga su tarta enna te 지 잠반이를 자꾸 곰잡 댕킨 텐디 미망보 드니 다 납쇼라 아메리카 단도 소나라 두아 te 순다오 이나 코란솔라 페나 지 출라타파 용켄 멘켄 잠라 망보렌두 테나 페나 출라타파 멘켄 텐디지나 데니 쿄랑가 상지 곰고레 ngor름 보치 곰고레 톰바 상지 샤차타파 곰고레 제나 코란소 테즈 테 강르데 요지레 대인나 되니 아주 돈다 상다 된지라 따고 그래서나 대스이나 당림치 답거래 고솔라이나 대저 답디부요사리 대 마이나 아주 되니 추바 있나야 되니 당부 값을 된지시나 저거래.
This very simple shamatha approach where we focus on any object in front of us, such as a stone or a piece of wood, etc., has been criticized by some Tibetan monastic practitioners who claim that this is not a good kind of meditation. But in actual fact, it is beneficial and appropriate, especially for people who are just beginning with meditation practice. It's very simple, it's very convenient, and in addition to this, there are these days in the West, in America, many practitioners say of mindfulness meditation in particular. And among this very large number of practitioners, there are people with religious faith, people without religious faith. And if we were to insist with shamatha meditation that everybody meditate on the Buddha or Guru Rinpoche or another similar deity, then it may be difficult for people to accept. So that is why the stone or a wood or some other kind of neutral object is a good place to start, and actually quite regardless of whether a person is Buddhist or not, as a beginning meditator, this is a useful way to begin this kind of meditation.
Teni nipaat kangareza nga so la gomgore la gomyate pena teni tombasan je shakchat payenare sharizgi nare ta dorji sewa gaina ndikre teni gal ha teni thangkha teni yakboz susorang ngula syam teni tingola ndingne teni nyignipo teni thangkha tela teni tani teni shine semyang teni la teni thgar dela semgo teni Tagatela tini simta naon dugure yana laga tini di mamma ni ga tin kikudela tini mansamze tini karbo orzo tangka ga thola jabyo gore tela simta ni tela mukta ni tini dugna chokore tini te yarambo tini shina tini semna la saro yongore semna la saro yong tharwi jini tini tangka la tanyang ga mare tangka la marta ni semna la yopi tini tangka te laga tini harkate la sar tela simta ni tini delu jene gomluk chigore te nga so ndo nala yo ndo parshin tak ba nala te pe payon chimbo yo sone songyore te nga so ngak nala yore teni te nga so sangak kirim gomsir te yang te tangbo kapsa teni gomgore te pe payon yo chimbo re teni gomluk chigore ze te gomluk nipa tere jene gomluk.
And another shamatha meditation practice is one where we do use an image of a deity. It could be any deity, whether it be the Buddha or Shenresig or Vajrasattva. It doesn't matter. In any case, we can take a small tanka and place it in front of us and focus our mind and our eyes with great concentration on the image in front of us at the place at the heart of the deity, or either at the place between the deity's eyebrows, and focusing single-pointedly like this, we gain a very clear capacity to visualize this deity. And when we have reached a sufficient level, then it's no longer necessary for us to rely on the tanka, and we are able to then bring to mind the image of the deity ourselves. This kind of meditation method is described in both the sutras and in the tantras, and in fact generation stage visualization practice in the Vajrayana tradition begins off with this kind of training. So these are two different shamatha meditation techniques.
Tani tangkati chechung kandis gogorezina tani sormuj ngaso gomgyamkin kwarang rang tani chongchong tani sormuj yanchut tani chembo innam zhigang zegre tani indi partela zhigang zegre tani zhigang manchut sormuj yanchut o tani ga tangka tani re mato da ngaso ndi nala yongkenda tani ga tangka chembo de latana de yakboyo mare te rumo chembo rumo rakpa tani latana tani sim tani tattab go mare sim partani jamdo gore namtok mambo keong gore tani chongchong lata go gore yang hajang chongsona yang tani mokr go mare te na sormo jian cheta tani zhigang man chu tani iz lata go gore tanga de la ramni che go gore ramni yak bo shine tani shine tani mukta de den de go gore.
So in terms of the size of the tanka that we can use for the second type of shamatha meditation, it should be in size not too small and also not too big. So it can be anything from a length of 4 fingers in width, or up to a length up to half an arm span, the length between one's hand and one's elbow. Anything bigger than this, such as the size of the tanka on the walls here, would be too big. The details or the size of the picture would be too much to focus on in any detail, and so many distracting thoughts would arise. By the same token, if the tanka were too small, then we wouldn't be able to see it. So it's necessary to find an image that's the right size.
Tate ni bateri teni sambata kangrezina teni ngazo sadang doda shangla yang ta mare tangka la yang ta mare kangla yang ta mare teni sem khorang la tani jani drip kore te jani drip sar sangma nani jangshu derezi.
So we've got the first method, which is to focus our attention on some kind of neutral object. The second method, which is to focus our concentration on a deity image. And then the third type of shamatha technique is one where we actually use the mind to look at itself, to focus on itself. And of the different shamatha meditation techniques, this one is the best.
다 디 값을 드는 가소라 다른 탑시 잠바 가시고 그래 탑시 잠바 때 가서 다 심니비 탑그 제야 텐지 송요래 도나라요 나카나라요 다테페 뇽다 침보 망보즈드니 송자요 제때 이나 디나니 가서 다레 당보 바이나 데니 탐실고 말이 디나니 참마도 고메도 때나 데니 심니비 탑그 나니 데니 나마 심디고 그래.
So for this kind of shamatha meditation technique, it's also necessary that we have concrete methods or concrete techniques for being able to focus our attention on our mind. And in respect of this, the 9 methods for taming the mind, which are contained in both the sutras and in the tantras too, are a source of instruction in this area. Of course, the full 9 of them, they're very complicated. In terms of the explication on it, it's quite in-depth. However, for our purposes as beginners, people starting off, the first 3 of these 9 methods are really what we need to be working with.
어떠니 전이 검lực teni sim yo pi nang ne teni nga cho terang teni jigni gomsar sambade te chamala ngocho shegins.
So today what I would like to explain are the first 3 methods of the 9 methods for taming the mind.
Teni ta sambade kangrezena teni ta sim korang la tani teni ta dribgo gore.
Okay, so looking at the mind is the method that's going to be, is what is going to be taught today, and 3 methods in respect of this.
Oya ta teni sambade kangri go rezena tante sim la tani jane gomsarte teni lama mafam kimchi mafam jamso go teni songa nala teni jane gomsarte ni nyonyo tabde bo teni yore te yakshu te res.
And insofar as these 3 methods are concerned, Mipam Rinpoche has given a very clear and concise teaching on this in his writing.
Tate ngatsu teni te nyamselena teni nyanlin tab debu ti tere mauto ba shirtang teni semla tani jene gomserte ngatsu lama mapam chibu mari teni boga lama mambu teni songyore.
Aside from Lama Mipam, of course, there are also many other lamas who have given teachings on this.
Oya tate kandi che gore zena tangbo ngatsu tari kongla shapa jinda tangbo ngarantsu teni li namnang chudam she gore teni longro sar gore so changma shi shangshim shok da semki te so changma te teni thun chadna ti thun ji ngonro ze gore ngatsu gum gyapi ngonro teni shawale ka changma le teni tin jigla gum gyap gore te ina ta te so ngatsu 대라양 오초시나 디츠 요사 마레 다다 수수 파르치와 시지레 파르치와 마시나 다론 칼리 로종시나 지그레 테나가츠 다리 저니 곰스르고 무즈고마 대샤가 예마토테니 팅몬조 어테니 테리 남낭 추든 시선자오도 수샤금은스.
So as preparation for this practice, it's necessary for us to first adopt the 7 meditation postures, to expel our stale breath, and to make an aspiration of bodhicitta. These are the preparatory things that we need to do at the beginning of every meditation session. Because of the fact that we don't have a lot of time today, I'm not going to go into I'm not going to be able to explain these stages. I will presume that everyone has some familiarity with them, and what I will teach directly about is instead the actual shamatha meditation technique.
Oya teni ta ngaso simla teni tani jani gomsir ka kabla teni ngaso sim ni pi thap gog na ga tangbo simde laglen la deb go re te laglen ga thoni te yo go re.
So when we are engaging in shamatha meditation, it is necessary that we apply the first 3 of the 9 methods of taming the mind.
Teni te samboti nani tangbo ngaso njokpa zia te re sim nyambar njokpa zia te tangbo laglen che go re.
And the first thing that we need to do is apply the first of these methods, which is placement of the mind.
Teni njokpa zia te kandi zila zegre zena de ngaso sim gnang ngaso namtok de teni par shapa mambo matang korang sir logni teni korang rang rangla teni nyamnyong shi nyamsumnyong go re mato ba ngaso namtok ngarang ga namtok de kangja rindu denji rindu seni teni samlo tangna yang samlo rindu re teni ka mate namtok rindu re ka mareze teni korang ga 강진도 다 약본도 좀 득본도 든지 삼로 마땅 요야 데 거랑 그 냠뇽 그거니 냠스뇽니 거랑 그 나랑 그 되니 셈데 간디랜드 삼니 냠뇽 그거니 되니 냠스뇽 거래지 냠뇽 그거니 뇽 마토 삼로 타야 데 말이지.
So in terms of placement of the mind, in applying this technique or this method, what we need to do is use the mind to experience itself. So we shouldn't be investigating or looking analytically into the nature of our thoughts to see whether they're good thoughts or bad thoughts, or looking into trying to understand analytically what they're about. Rather, we are approaching our minds experientially in order to gain insight into them.
Teni nyamnyungta teni namtok zagre namtok teni khabarkare rezena pena ngacho jangsi zana jangsi che thola zana teni che khorang rang teni ngarbo kone khorang nyamsum nyong diore ti kapsa ngacho namtok te khorang ngarbo re samnanja te khorang ngaru mari samnanja ju samnanja namtok khorang kandi samnanja che khorang thola teni ru towa teni yorism oya ti ngarbo towa te yore tela nyamnyung zagre.
So we can understand this idea of directly experiencing something by using the example of tasting something sweet like honey. In this situation, when this sweetness touches our tongue, then we experientially know the taste of sweetness. It is not necessary to be told, this is sweet, that's not sweet. This is in fact not an effective way of having us understand what sweetness is. Rather, when we experience it directly, then we know.
Tani namtokte kangarjena namtokte otande ngaro rendu ngarote yakpore ngarote digpore tani ngarote ge lipola phangre ngarote ge lipola nokre ngarote yangna jangsi rendu yangna oma rendu yangna tini jambaz rendu samni tindi go ne samlo mambo tangdeya tela tani namtok zegre.
However, if we were to be thinking about the taste of sweetness, deciding whether it was tasted good or tasted bad, whether it was good for us or not good for us, whether the sweetness was the taste of honey or the taste of milk, then this would be understanding honey using a discursive thought, through using discursive thought.
Tani pena ngacho chi ina tini chi nyugma tindi reona chi gana la ti sakata tindi yoni nyugma chi nyugma tindi yena tani ko te jagna tini kale tini chi te tangmo re tini sati so mar kubla sone tini chi te tangmo chagum gore.
For example, if we were to take the example of turbid water that had earth poured into it, then it would be very unclear for a period of time until the earth settled to the bottom, and then at this point the water would become clear and transparent.
Teni te dangaso simnika chikpa japore simganang la kate namtok mambo ke degayona teni kale shene teni tela namtok chumthni mambo yang chikjila chik tendi ma shene te tez sa zongne tendi nduna teni ko kale mar teni njambore ne teni jima teni ta namtok to so menken teni nyamnyong chikbu te yongken teni ko thola lebyon gore.
And it's the same with our minds. We start off in a state where there are many different thoughts arising, but by sitting quietly, it's possible for these thoughts to become increasingly less until we find ourselves in a state where there are no thoughts arising.
Pena so jamso nang la tini rlung te me pare sona tini lung te me sona tini lap jamso or lap te me pare te chite yo lap te me pa tini zi chang do te dang chik ban da bore.
So when there's no wind, for example, then we don't see waves on the ocean. We have the still surface of the water, but no waves.
Oda ti kapsa tini ta nga so tini jirni simla ta ni jirni dribu zewi kapsa tini nga so simte khorang nyamnyung ko kandi ziyem ba ha ko yo na tini ti thola tini ndgo re ma to ba shapa jamni te ngarang ka sim yensa re te ngarang ka sim yensa mare te ngarang ka sim ti tendi zindu tendi shapa jamna tini yang nyamnyung te me pa chang do re shapa ti tsawa ni par yigo re.
So when we are practicing shamatha meditation, we need to directly experience and directly abide in the experience of our own mind. We shouldn't be analytically investigating the nature of our thoughts, trying to understand if they're this way or that way. We need to be experientially abiding in the state of our mind, however it is.
어다 띠네 겁나 되니 냠용 찍보 더니 지라리 지라락 되니 띠 남쪽에서 발 매바 창니 띠리제 용이 값스 띠리 간디지 요레지나 되니 무거즈 통나 초코레 나와가 자양 통나 초코레 되니 상마 요레다 이낭 셈그 나라 남쪽 띠리 매바시네 베나 셈 코랑 찍보 되니 당무제 고나 페나 시른다 보제 페나 페즈 장나 페나 되니 가서 시르라타나 시낭 상마 파라 되니 통데그레 페나 딘다 보시니 남쪽 거랑 남쪽 만보는 맹켄 되니 냠용는 되니 셈거 되니 냠용 용켄 셈딘 디즈레 삼반다고 되니 용켄 데다노 족바 침보다 데수샤고 마라 가서 셈딘 되니나 건시샤고 데라 건시제그레 되니 되니 잠부 되니 그나라 되니 내용 그래지.
So when we are able to bring our minds to a state of calmness where thoughts are no longer arising and we are experiencing our minds directly, then we should simply abide, rest in this state. And through doing so, we will be, even though our eyes will continue to see and our ears will continue to hear, discursive thoughts will not arise following these things. And so we will be able to see the mind clearly. And in saying this, I am not describing a particular dzogchen state of practice. I'm actually just talking about what the mind is from the point of view of common knowledge.
Teni tindi tola lep songwi kapsa teni simti titola jerni njogo reze ngaso khaga zena simti tola jerzeni tindi zegreta teni njoksata njonkin tindi niyo mareze korang tindi rangjin titola nena teni tela njogba ngaso simni pi tab gogna ni njogba zegida tindi re ngoma shana pena ngaso chalak chik tandi chalak ta titola para jerzera ndo tindi zela sikti tindi zre Dendi ngaso semti titola njogo rezini tindi zeze greta dong tola njoksa tini jak yongsa ga semchigda tini yang arangso tini jangkheng ga semchigda deyo mare te sem khorang tindi rangjin tindi zre songde tini titola nini dena tini dela tini sem ga tola jak zegre dela semji semla ta zegres.
So by resting in this state of stillness, this is what we refer to as placement of the mind. And even though we use the verb placement, actually it's not a case of there being a placer and a thing to be placed, or a placer and a place where the thing to be placed is placed. Ultimately, this is a natural state of the mind experiencing itself. There is no sense of one thing placing something on the other. Nevertheless, we do use this terminology.
Ta ti tola lebiati ngaso gum gyamni ti tola tindi lebji yore yana pena ngaso rungum thombo tindi la ndone rungum thombo tindi yona tindi rungum thomba la ndone te ndugna tindi yang tindi tola tindi sim tindi zga tola yang sim tindi sarwo yo no yo denken namtok mambo na king ke menken tindi korang sim korang tindi sarwo shini de dendu samba pena ngaso ch tini ch na la tini sata doda tini maybe kaps tini martana korang kup yanch ch dangmo de suna la tin thongya tini duwa korang tini changman thong denken o tin jawo tini sim korang o ngarang sim tini re samba jawo tini go no go denken tini namtok mambo na menken 고기 드는 냠용고 고대 용켄 어다 든디즈 베나 용거리 따테 갑갑성 아주 른톰보드 중골란 존에 데즈 등나야 든디즈 용거리.
So if we engage in this practice, particularly if we sometimes go into the mountains, up to a mountaintop and engage in this practice, then we may find ourselves arriving at a state of great stillness, of great equanimity, where no thoughts are arising, where the mind is in a very calm and in a very pure state, like water, where all the earth is completely settled to the bottom, and then the mind is very clear, very limpid, and we are able to see what it is actually like.
Tani kap sene nga so pe na jigni shelo la jigni tini be yana la yana tang to so la jigni ha le pa tini tang chadni tini ta tele tsawani jig mato wa tini is la lepine kamna tini pangtok la par tang chadni tini shi jang simla chik ta jana titi yang tini zig to la lemne de yore sem korang rangjin ji ti to la songne rangjin ji korang ti to na lemne de yore.
It's also possible that if we run very fast across a flat surface or up a hill, we push ourselves into the point where we can't run any further, and then we throw ourselves on our back and take a rest, that our mind will automatically also arrive at this kind of state.
Te kap sa so yang tini chongchum chongranja tani mi mambo garjab de yosa zakang ja tso na lan zone ma tsama garjab de sa so rang yang garjab ne tini shini da de pi kaps garde nga so ti kaps chan te ngan de ni go re somebody chan sona ti kaps te ndug na de ni yang shikta na so rang simla shikta jana tani yang kimser tini yang shlo la na pe tani je ta gar mambo yong ke yang nang la na ha le pa tini je then jamburini de yonken tindi karma shekanda karma chingda tindi layang tindi thola lebno.
It's also possible if we go into a very noisy and bustling space like a market, etc., where there's a lot of noise going on, a lot of clatter, that by bringing our mind back to this kind of practice, that we may also have a kind of experience for perhaps a very short time, just a second or even gamare gachare.
Gacha, mia.
Yeah, for 1 second or perhaps just half a second.
Karmaschi, 1分钟.
Or let's say for 1 minute or for half a minute of great calmness and quietness in our own minds, even though there is so much noise and bustle going on around us.
Atani kap sanga so jongom tombolanjo jablogni parnyama sharwene kamna perna ngaso sachan dinja bo namkha yakbo yosatindi yenna tani namkha latani tindi dungna angkorang tindi thola lebro.
Or, for example, in a place like this where the sky is very nice and blue and clear and there is good sunlight, we can go to a mountain top and find ourselves being able to meditate in this state too.
Tani ti kabla ngaso nyamnyung ti kab ka ngaso nyamnyung te zogba chimbo yige ta tani shakja chimbo yige te solata ti yige te sunala zogba chimbo ta shakja chimbo.
And this kind of state is very similar to states that are described in the scriptures of the Mahamudra and Dzogchen traditions.
And
there are a lot of people who don't really know too much about meditation, who think that they are practicing some kind of Dzogchen state. But in actual fact, this isn't Mahamudra practice, it's not Dzogchen practice, this is Shamatha practice. It's also possible that by working a really hard day of 10 hours until you're exhausted and then coming back home and flopping on your couch, that your mind might find itself reaching this state too. And this is not a Dzogchen state either, it's just called going into a daze.
Yeah.
And whilst this is the case to start off with, this is what we need to do.
당보 가서 공바 당보도 뒤돌아 보고 그래서.
Our first step is this.
되니 공바 니빠도 야리야리야 되니 적친다 샥친다 뒤돌아 야르고 그래서.
And then from our second step and subsequent steps, then we can progress towards Mahamudra and Dzogchen practice.
어따 틴디 그 냠용스 그 돌아 힙송디 되니 티 냠용데 파르 긴짱네 때진득 어토모도 따고 그래 되니 긴짱 당보 냠용 티 돌아 림로디 되니 냠용 티 통네 남톡 mambo 마치니 티 돌아 때진득나 되니 때 심니 바가 탑 거는 그 당보 되니 njokbaziga te tindizla zegre tele jamba ngaso simlatani journée gomserte pe le labore tele jamba chichi amare samja chichi amare samyang amare tikapseteni tindi nyamnyo ze thola lepsona ta ti thola de etomoto tagore ti thola de jana te njokbazigre.
So when we find ourselves having or arriving at this kind of very calm and still meditative experience, we seek to continue this state or seek to continue to abide in this state. And this is what we refer to as the first of the 9 practices of taming the mind, the placement of the mind.
Tani ta ti thola tomar ti thola lep charti tani ta jintne te zindago tomodo tagore tani jinthne teni ti thone mar monthne deya tela teni ngaso semni pi thap gogna ne nipa jindon jokba zegre jindon jokba zina teni tari tangbu ti thola jagore teni ti thone yang namtok mambo mayong wa che ti jinte mar jinkyane te zindago tomodo tana tela semni pi thap nipa thap gogna ne nipa jindon jokba zegre.
So this process or method of seeking to continually abide in this state. So after we have arrived at this state of calmness and equanimity, to seek to and make effort or not make effort to abide in this state is what we refer to as the second method for the taming of the mind, the continual placement of the mind. So the continual attempt to abide in this restful state is the continual placement of the mind.
Teni nga tsum mangbo zikatene ta sim ga sim latani jene gom gore sim jinjuk gore zina mangbo zik ko yo marze sim jok kanglan jok gore teni dinala bena nga so sim martak ban rawo teni gomna na ta khorang go gomya teni sarozo o teni matsin da martak bare samne teni samlo tang gore te sarore teni sim tini gombi nerkam nan jok gore zena jok ditoklan jok go ditangla jok gore ze atin din chi song yo mare ta kari jok go yena samni me mambo go yo mare nga chu perna sim la teni ti jene shertang nga chu perna jok pa sim ni pi thap go nan jok pa ze ati perna jamba martak ba gomba ra tini na le la te sarore ze nga chu perna sim martak bare teni jiktin da martak bare samni tini sam gore Tena sarore. Rete tanga so sim go tola jago re zinana tini ta gandhi jeni jago yo mambos ga go yo mareze jago sa gang yinda tini gang jago yin gandhi jago yin te mambos ga shig yo mareze.
Many people are actually unsure. They don't know in how to go about placement of one's mind in shamatha meditation practice. In terms of other contemplative meditation practices, such as contemplation on impermanence, etc., then it's clear the subject or the topic that we need to place our mind on or place our contemplation on. Insofar as shamatha meditation practice, when we talk about placement of the mind, however, many people are unsure about where it is we place it, what it is we're placing it on, how we go about placing it.
Jimson Cherizena Tangato, Simti Titola Jagore, Samditini, Siktila Teni or Tati, Jaxatin, the Gojere, Jaxas Gojere, Tenin, Jokingato, Sims Gojere, Sam de Perna, Narangateni, Ta, Joking Aranga Lakbare, Teni Jaketan de Chisun Dere, Jaxatati Joksetola Jagore, Oya, Tatendinda Bosam Netening Aranga Simre, Jaxari, Tendis Gojere, Sam Netendis Yojere, Samsondi, they are married, and it is only
Many people have the mistaken idea that there is a mind that needs to be placed on something, like my hand placing this watch on the table. They have this understanding of what placement means, but this is in fact not true. This is an erroneous understanding.
Tini ta ti thola nyamnyung ti thola sarbo nyamnyung tadi ngaso kongla shat sar nyamnyung ti thola tini ti thola ndung na te tela njokba je gre tele jamba go mare jamba yo mare go mare.
So when we abide in the experience of the mind, as we were talking about before, then this in itself is placement. There's nothing additional that needs to be done.
Teni nipat teni ngaso sem ni pitab nipat teni gendon jok bazina ti gente te tsamar tat otomoto ta karma ninja karma samra karma nganja teni te rangbon de otomoto taya tela teni gendon jok baz gres.
And when we see whether we can continue or extend this state of experiencing the mind for a period of, say, 2 minutes or 5 minutes, then this attempt to continue this state of mind is what we refer to as continual placement of the mind.
Teni gen jogna ti kapsa teni yang aso hal lipa go tornang tar go sa teni te tapshi ni ore ta te ngaso lakcha tar pena ngwarwa choina kamba gnjini teni thowa go gyab gre ta ten rapo teni lakcha ti kapsa ni yogo lakcha ni ore te halipa karchimbori ti kapsa pesho tango re.
And in engaging in the practice of continual placement, it's important that we have two tools at our disposal. Tools, just like we were building a house, a hammer or something like this, these are very indispensable to us.
And
these two tools go by the names of mindfulness and awareness.
Teni chambate kala zegre kandishi ni pesho tango rezena teni ngaso sim ta ngaso kongla sha charwa tere sim khorang teni ta namtok mambo menken teni jirni ngala nene teni de yo nerkubna teni sim khorang te ti thola te sim go khorang te tang come after ti thola de yo na teni chamba zegre chamba ji sim ganane jidne pena ngacho ndiri gonda pena ngacho kharsang ga tondag zena nge changgen du zena te khorang ga sim ganala tarong te yoba te la chanse gre dange changgen mundu zena te khorang ga sim ganane mepa chaksona te la jamba matamba tindi zegdo ten japore tindi indi ngacho gum kang jabna yang teni gum jabya ga tunte teni sim ganala teni yona te la jamba zegre te la jamba yo mare.
So in terms of mindfulness, when we abide in a state of calmness without thoughts arising, and we are mindful of the fact that we are in this state, then this is what we refer to as mindfulness. Mindfulness we use in a lay sense to mean when we have something in mind. For example, we say something, if we're thinking about something yesterday, then we have it in our mind, we're mindful of it. If we forget it, if we don't have it in mind, then we're not mindful of it. So mindfulness in respect of meditation is when we have clearly in our mind what the object of our meditation is.
Teni nipati teni shivjin re teni shivjin da kandi pesho tang gozena teni shivjin ti khoranga teni ta ne gom teni jamni de yo pine kamna teni khoranga shivjin ga teni ta ne ta ngaranga gom te teni ta ti thola den du ta mandu jambaz teni yang sam gandu ta mandu nam tok jambaz ke gandu ta mandu.
And with awareness, we're really talking about a mind that checks or keeps an eye on, is monitoring whether or not we are continuing to abide in a state of calmness, whether we're thinking about other things, whether there are thoughts arising. This is what we refer to as awareness.
Teni shivjin ke yang aso gum jamni deo pine kamna yang aso ta nge gum yakbore ke undu ngarang ka nam tok mangbo ke undu 다 곰딘 르근두다 문두 삼니 든지 삼장나 드니 코랑 남토그레 사제 드니 코랑 삼근데 코랑 남토그레 든지 말해지 시비진 그 든지 시지요 말해 드니 시비진 그 양답시 고레 양랑보니 파르드니 따야 마토바 드니 든지 그 드니 중란존이 다 간디린도 다 곰잡근두다 문두 든지 삼장나 드니 코랑 곰약보 잡고나 양 파르 찍로레 든지 조금 말해지.
So, in terms of awareness, we don't mean thinking, am I staying in a state of calmness? Am I thinking about other things? Are any thoughts arising? If we were to take this approach, then this would be essentially arising just more thoughts. This is not what we mean by awareness. Awareness is where we keep watch from afar. We keep check from afar as to the state of our meditative experience.
Teni ti kapsatni njokpa tsogodni zongtsowa ndawo shego soni te songoyo rezi njokpa ga zongtsowa ta lugtsowa teni lugta zokkandin tsogo rezi na teni lugta zokte tsoteni sazaji yosa tina par gyamni teni tsonken te korang ga jangrambo ne par tane teni kanro kongro tane teni tagore mato teni nyetong lanjo ni yarte marti teni shina teni zokta lugte so deng mare jangrambo ne tago tenda bo shego sonore.
So awareness is also likened to the way that herders should go about grazing their sheep and their cattle. They should set them out to pasture, and then they should keep an eye on them from afar. If they were to go right up beside them and try to keep an eye on them, then the sheep and the cattle would probably run away. They wouldn't stay in one place.
다 아메리카가 룩다 되니 뉴질랜드 같은 룩다 저다 고사 말이지 짜랑나라 자자요리.
But this is not necessary for sheep in places like America or New Zealand because they are enclosed within fences.
되니 셔당 가서 되니고 되니 따데 냠뇽 그 통에 간지 고그레제나 되니 셈테 가서 되니 네네 데 코랑 그 셈테라 니바데 요레 코랑 장보시니 냠버장네 데지다 되니 코랑 약보즈 드 요다 메데 코랑 그 냠뇽 그 고고레 마토바 남토코 고야 때 말이스.
So the mind does have this capacity to be able to check itself or monitor itself in an experiential way. So when the mind is resting in a state of equanimity, it's possible for it to experientially keep an eye on the situation or the state that it's in without doing so in a way that involves discursive thought.
배낭아랑 그 무크드니 따사디 나른디 메동데라 따나 와야 단디 무크 디 예쇼다 용쇼고 무소 양도만도 딘디 요다메 딘디 따고나게 예따 용따 딘디 마시나요 무크 메토라타나 딘디 무즈르니까 디나 먼도 누다먼도 드나 먼도 누다먼도 디쇼고 무소 야르랑가 누다먼도 디쇼고 무소 야르랑가 누다먼도 디 파르타 츠르타 딘디 마시나 무즈르카타나 딘디 냠버장나 데 하고 레제 어 데인자 보즈고 고니 남톡게 누다먼도 So
it's just like if I were to have my gaze focused on these flowers in front of me, I would be able to see from my peripheral vision whether or not there were people beside me, whether they were standing up or whether they were sitting down. It wouldn't be necessary for me to turn my head left or right to check what was going on. I could just keep my eyes in front of me on the flowers, and I would already be able to see through my peripheral vision what was happening.
Tini yang ngaso yang tini jangsu tsukbazi ne tini yang zeyore sorta zina pena amakana ne tini janda tini yonggendu ta mendu tangkin pena magerndana mak garjabiona tini gang te sola tini memambo tini ja yonggendu ta mendu koso tagore tela sorta zere tini sorta angken so tini jangrambo la tini jada tiso yonggendu ta mendu koso tagore koson chilandoni ta mari jangrambo ni yongmeyong tagre 대당 라보 신행아서 쇼신이 검겸니 되니 시빈티 디 코랑가 남톡제은도 담만도 되니 저르거든디 냠뇽고 고야 마토바 오 당아 남톡제은도 단르근도 되니 산나테 코랑 남톡레.
So we can also describe this kind of watch that we keep on our minds during this kind of meditation experientially through the metaphor of a military watchman who keeps eye on, who from an encampment from afar keeps an eye on whether there are enemies approaching. And this is not something they do at close hand, they do this from some distance. So in this way, in our meditation, we need to, through a kind of in a peripherally experiential way, keep check of the state of our meditation. We don't do this through checking through thoughts. Is this what's happening? Is that what's happening? We maintain this watchfulness in an experiential way.
어떠니 대 셈니바 탑 거나니 당보당 니바 니급데라 tani chambatan shivjinika tani lalin tarsar ka tani namrang tani zire nga tsu pecha ka nangla mambo tani song yore ta tsu ti tsu nyamnyung ka yakboz korgo re ma tokpa nyamnyung ka thongni yakboz ma ko na tani pecha ka nangla mambo song yore ta tsu tani kwa kanti ling ko na lalin kanti tab ko na pe shikkabu rezi.
So what we've just described are the first two methods for taming the mind out of the 9, and in relation to these we've also looked at the 2 tools at our disposal for assisting the placement and continual placement of the mind, and they are mindfulness and awareness. Of all the complex writing on shamatha meditation, all of this is ultimately very difficult to grasp what its meaning is without putting it into practice. So experiential practice of shamatha meditation is very much needed.
아다테니 셈네비 탑 얼거나니 테니 심바 테니 란틴조 바지아티티 티캅슴 코레.
So then we come to the third of the 9 methods for taming the mind, and that is repeated placement.
Tani lantin jok bazena dondak kare rezena pena ngacho namtokte ta chikkarma chigni tindi zma tok bateni le tangbo bateni dethab kumare teni ya langsang koran namtok teni shikye yongore teni namtok te kene ya namtok mambo ke yongore di kaps teni ngacho langsang hago gore ta nga namtok teni ke ngd sambade hago gore teni hagoni oda namtok de muntni namtok kenan dugmare samne teni yang koran jangrang bola manjwa shine teni yang laryang teni namtok de ngacho namtok de ser kerione yang korang la muntde teni gum japchi gores.
So for beginners to meditation, being able to abide in a state of calmness is something that is very difficult to do for more than a short period of time, a couple of minutes, say, before thoughts begin to arise again. So when the thoughts begin to arise, what we need to do is to bring them back, to bring our mind back to its object of concentration. And in bringing it back, this is what we refer to as repeated placement.
And there's
something very important that we need to understand at this point.
tin namtok mambo halebaga mambo kiong gorezi te namtok te mambo kieni ta ngaso gum magipine kamna ngantini namtok mambo zmendwa gum yapine kamna ngarang namtok jemang rendong samni mkhaji tindi sam gorezi.
Some people think that when they begin to meditate, they experience so many thoughts arising, and they feel that during meditation, more thoughts arise than they do when they are not meditating. It seems that as soon as they sit down to meditate, then their various discursive thoughts just multiply.
Tendi teni namtok mambo cheng de ta ngarang ko gomjam na ngarang chi yong sa mare ngarang driba chimbo yon sare ngarang dugdub chibo yon sare teni nge gom de la ngarang te yon sare yang na ngarang gom te la lemtho yo sa mare teni gom te da ngachin driba yo sa mare ta ishok samne teni mambo zko ikjak yo re ziti kapsa.
And many people at this point become quite discouraged, thinking that they are not suited to meditation or they're not good at it, or for whatever reason they become discouraged and decide to not continue with their practice.
Teniti uniti digdibchiwi rewezin marizi. Teni uniti korang teniti gumti latini limdir mepa limtru mepa arezina te marizi. Te mutsangma tendi yang rezi. Korang kasamna ngarang chikpa tendi yang gare samgare date mi jang se mashiwi jimtsinji re mautang mutsangma tendi chikpa re te tangbu kapsa tsangma latini namtok mambu kye gare. Digba magiwa. Digba tab jaba.
However, it's important that everyone know that it's not the case that they have, that this is due to karmic defilement or a lack of karmic connection to meditation, or for any reason like this that they are having this kind of meditative experience. It's actually the same for every single person, and it's only for the reason that they don't understand how their minds operate in a normal situation that they feel this way.
Otini ti kapsadini namto haliba mambo kene tini ta ngarang go marjapine kable chang namto chemang ren rondo sambanrawo tendi chorwa te yongwati te jingtan resi tenchang te jingtan resi kardi ti kapsadini namto tendi chorwa tendi mayona tini te jingtan mares.
So this feeling when so many thoughts arise like this, a multitude of thoughts arise, the feeling of being discouraged and wanting to stop meditating, in fact, is very normal. This is the normal situation. For someone not to feel like this, in fact, would be quite abnormal.
Then if jonder tambo ngaso jonder shipine kabnate tsangma tindi reze perna Russia Pale ziji kareze de drone car trap kindua. They champion to so tini gangba tsama mari, gangba tsama tini zug tsama tini mari strangni tini kanji kable chimpo jab gumenduzi.
However, everyone who starts off in the beginning of their training is like this. It's like ballet dancers when they begin to dance on point, the sore feet and sore toes that they have, all of their sores and injuries.
Teni tin rapozu keperna janagla teni yang koso karan ramada teni lister ramada gone karan chapji mambore o teso tsangma yang bu chongchong chusola teni ta gangba ta lakba ta so par changmo shi matamni mutso gati gangba lakba go tola gangba go z girgin so teni bimo go toni gangba go z bu chongchong so ngoni halipa kable mambo sorgo yorte ndi jondrshi go greze.
So not just the kind of hardships that ballet dancers have to endure in their training. There are also, in terms of people who are training for all kinds of theatre and other kinds of acting and performing professions, have to start off from when they're children. Athletes, for example, they have their arms stretched, or they're not allowed to keep their arms straight. They have their bones broken and reset. And these kinds of very difficult trainings are necessary.
Tendig jondr shetna tani korang jima tani karyak bon chap shiata tani lister yak bo tshiwa tendi yongo yore.
In training in this way, these people will ultimately be able to perform in a very good way and be able to achieve very high levels of sports performance.
Tani ngaso lipu jondr shegona tendi yong gore tani simlap jondr shegona chikpare tendi gore.
So if it's necessary to train our physical bodies in this way, it's similarly necessary for us to train our minds in this way.
Teni ngaso kang na ta ngarang le lapos ke teni ndram rore ta te le lapos ke mandram na nge te kabli jab ke mun samni tendi sam kan ta so teni shawa ka kin drab ke mare se ngaso chu te gal drab ta jitin yang drab ke mare ko namjin tham kha kan rore.
If someone thinks along the lines that, I'm only going to do something if it's easy, and if it's a little bit difficult, then I'm not going to do it. Well, this kind of attitude, regardless of whether it's our Dharma practice or in worldly life, is not going to get us very far. We're not going to be able to accomplish anything with this attitude.
Teni kocho tak kabli jab ki ngarang ka di tola ngarang ka kabli jab na ti tondak yore ti rentang dang dambare ti nge kabli kaji jab go na jab ki yin samne teni go teni semnang la trabdik yongken to so teni tama chuye nare jiten nare libo go jong dare na semkham go jong dare na te sama korang teni yabo zum tharshin ro gore.
A person who is able to mentally prepare themselves for this kind of arduous training, though, convincing themselves of the value in this training and being prepared to submit themselves to whatever training is necessary in order to reach their final goal, will be able to achieve very good outcomes in their actions or undertakings, regardless of whether it is Dharma practice or worldly activities, physical training or psychological training.
어따띠인딩네 다리고나 가서 가르침 보치 오세야데 강에서 나더니 창마가 셈낭라 잡죽디 요고 그래 가서 어땅니 당보금 겹이니 금낭 남톡 지망적으로 나까블리 망보 용거래 당니 파치니 곰제야데 당이 레와요사 마리 삼반다고 딘디 초라양아 용거래 대 용거래 때 나치보 마리 창마라 용거 요래 니 인담만다 네더니 디 딘디가 소라 땡네 din tapsup shine tini tele par garni tangi jarka tini lingo sambaga tini nyangtup ote gum jamkan samala te go re te mena chi yung mare.
So when I mentioned before the one extremely important thing that we need to be aware of or keep in mind, it was the necessity of mental preparation for meditation practice. Basically being aware that thoughts are going to arise, it's probably going to be difficult, it's likely we're going to want to quit, but that in actual fact it's not just ourselves who might feel this way, this is an experience that everyone has. And by being mentally prepared, being willing to face one's own challenge and to transcend one's own difficulty, then it is possible that we will really achieve victory in respect of our Dharma practice. It's necessary that we have this really strong attitude and courageous mind.
Tendi goni teni gom jamni teni lanti jakba zikite tere ngaso namtok te pararan rogre tikapsa namtok mombo kegre teni yin rangbo zawane de thab ko mare jongzu tiso tongtong ma to teni nig thab ko mare te namtok te rogre 남tok keong gore teni namtok kewi nerkab teni ngaso lamsang oda nga namtok teni keung sambade hago gore ma to ba teni ti kapse teni ti namtok ke ate hamma na teni korang lipu gum jamni teni ding yori te na namtok tamra mambo keni karma nga karma ch teni garang la teni namtok tak na la ndoni tomme pa teni jindore.
So when we are talking about the third of the 9 practices, 9 methods for taming the mind, repeated placement, we are bringing our minds back after they have wandered off. To begin with, it's not likely we're going to be able to abide in a state of calmness for a lengthy period of time. So after a couple of minutes, when our minds have wandered off, we need to be aware that they've wandered off and bring them back. Otherwise, it's possible that for a period of 5 or 10 minutes, our minds may have completely wandered off onto some kind of different types of subjects entirely. And in any case, if this does happen, it's necessary still to bring it back. Bring our minds back.
Teni gaso gom jam ken me mangbo la teni te nyamnyong yo jireze teni ta namtok kashi z namtok chongchong kashi de gaso kina ke yo na me na zawani go mare te korang namtok mangbo kini teni ro de go na da ngara so teni yang ngi gom jab ko yo samni teni de yo na donji thone gom ma jib o teni namtok chongchong mangbo kini teni karma tindi tiyamar tindi yang rambo cholak stone ti tontak me pa tindi rendo re tini nga so shertang gom jab che chiso ching rawo tindi ma tok ba yo mari chiso ni tindi re tinala yang karma nyeshe cholak tang karma sim cholak tang jana tini gom jab chi ngoma ti chi me pa rendo re te na ti kaps tini ti nam tok chong to so yong da me yong ha go ya de pe karchim bore ti kongken ti nga so dari kong na shenken tini so jam ken ti ha go re ti shibjin ti ha go re 잠바다 시우진이 그 시우진디 하고 그래.
So people with experience in meditation will know that sometimes in our meditation we don't notice when actual fact our minds have wandered off, when rather small or subtle kinds of discursive thoughts have arisen and our concentration has wandered. Sometimes this can happen for a period of 10 or upwards minutes, such that we waste a lot of time by not noticing how our minds have wandered off by focusing on these subtle discursive thoughts. So in a period of meditation or a session of meditation of 1 hour or 2 hours, it's possible that through this kind of distractedness we can waste 20 or 30 minutes. So therefore, it's extremely important that we are aware of when our minds do wander off, and the watchfulness or the monitoring capacity here is what we refer to with the term of awareness.
어떠니 영티 값을 따로 가서라 영 락렌 라 뎁고야 영 돈다가 영 깔침보 영 잠바시기 오래.
And there's another rather practical thing that is important here too.
대강에서 나가서 금 잡니 되니 다 할리파 그때니 지심그말 저니 나라 니니 약보르니 데데오비 네급스 더니 람상 초짜자고 그래지 남쪽 잠바스 그 과랑금 초 마지비 공네 가서 수소랑그 되니 초짜고 그래.
And this other practical or this other technique is when we find ourselves resting in a state of calmness and equanimity with when no thoughts are arising, to end this state or to cut it, to interrupt it before the next discursive thought arises.
Tani ti kapsa nga so tani gum jamni gum yakpo repi yopi kapsa tani chocha gobi jimsan kare reti gum yakpo reki yopi kapsa ti muntani gum go mare vezena te mare ze tani yakpo rene ta te tani ta chot dewa tani zre chari kapsa tani chak go re ma rang chak go re ma to ba ti kapsa rang ma chena tani kangstar nga so le tangbo ba indi yin rang bo de thab ko mare tani nam tok jamba z ko chan jo re nam tok jamba ga mapchit ko ni rang tani chat go re.
So why is it that we should interrupt our meditation when everything is going very well? We're abiding nicely in a state of calmness and equanimity. Why is it that we interrupt ourselves before the next discursive thought arises? Is this in fact the way that things should be? Well, the reason that we interrupt our thoughts before, or we interrupt this state before the next discursive thought arises, is that as beginning meditators, inevitably we can't remain in this state for a particularly long period of time. It's inevitable that a discursive thought will arise sooner or later to interrupt it. So before this happens, we interrupt it ourselves.
Teningaso bok lama nyamnyung gum nyamnyung yakbo yongken so gare songo yarezena gumla zangji shigo zangji dina ngaso zangbo yakbo zo ko tone teni khajini rogo reze ma to dugbu zo ko tone khajini sona den de ko mare ta pena muni korani khabda shina te khabda yakbo shi yoni ta khabda nyammu khabda yakbo shi kapteni teni cho jawjana teni yang lamsang ne tarung khabda shi go samne te samba de yongore.
Some very good Tibetan practitioners have said that meditation should be ended when it's in a good state rather than ended when things are in a bad or less than good state. It's the same as having two people having a conversation together. If they end their conversation when it's all going very nicely, then they will then have a subsequent desire to continue their conversation next time.
Teni karte moni kapda shina te kapda yin rangbo shi teni tam nyak nyuk mambo shet teni chi koji chi me ba teni re sona teni semla samba ke yong gore teni jima mti khabar javne sho ngani chan thong san ro zena da ngan ro menga khum gu me teni je gore.
However, if two people are having a conversation with each other and they keep talking for a long period of time until they both say meaningless things or don't have anything meaningful to say, then both of them will start to feel very annoyed and irritated. And next time that one of them calls the other up and says, "Do you want to come out and have some tea and a chat?" they won't want to go.
Oh yeah. Tani ta nga so gom ga nyam nyung yak po yong ka bi chot che jang na o ta nga nyam nyung pe yak bo so nga tarung tin dis go ta yang ne gom jab ken samne yang lam sang gom jab kare.
So if in our meditation we interrupt our meditation before the next thought arises, then we will have a feeling of having done well in our meditation, of having had a good feeling, and we will also have a strong desire to continue with our meditation and to continue to have this kind of experience.
어다 텐디 시데 가서 곰 땅보 야피네 급더니 통통 곰 고거래 장가 망보 고거래 더니 곰 약보 로 용이 값스 더니 대저 람보 신이 장가 곰말 자야가 장가티 대저 용용시 곰 자야티 대저 람보 신나 저거래 배당 가서 땅보 더니 깔마르가 더니 춥ချက်텐디 시나 대 깔레 약보 로 용나 더니 깔마 저거 진님 춥ချက်더니 깔마 장아가 진니 Teni chisu shekaz ka jila, chisu shekaz ka nalaya, teni da namtok mambo makini detavya, chupche marguwa, teni yongore, te kale le labo go tohne rimji yondrche gore.
So when we're just starting off in our meditation, we should strive to have many sessions or to do many sessions, but for each session to be of a short period of time. So we can start off with sessions of 5 minutes and then gradually work up to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. And when we find ourselves being able to increasingly abide in our state of meditation, then we can gradually increase the period of time that we meditate for in each session. But prior to that, then we should end our meditation session after a relatively short period.
Aya tateso ngaso gom jablik teso ngujitini laglin ngoni tane laglin deblik teso res.
So what I've just described is some very practical instructions for going about meditating.
Teni ti kapsa ngaso gom japine kamna teni ngaso la parchit ni yongore ti parchit ni bode ha go gore parchit ni ti ona partachi shilik te shi gore.
So in the course of engaging in this kind of meditation, it is likely that we will encounter two kinds of obstacles, and it's necessary for us to know what these are and also how to go about resolving them.
Tani parchiti kangrezena ngaso gom japni ni pine kamna tani sim go thola tani namtok mambo ke marita namtok mambo makina tani mara rmugpas sim mugpata sim shangwazena sim tang de nubni tatezena tani par sim ganala tani chi ta nit roi taro nit ngoma nit menken tani nilla rawo tini renken tani ta tini ma to chi goya chi meba oya sim ganala tangmo meba rigpa tangmo meba rigpan thupu thupni tini zire namtok ta mambo yo marta namtok mena yang tini chi sim tangmo mayongwa tini nit ro khan rabo tini tilan thup zigre ta tini yongre ta te ko namjin yongre te nam di pe na nga cho tisu ko wang de sina tini sheka gum jabna tini yongre.
So the first of these obstacles or problems is a state of mental dullness. So this is a state of meditation where we don't actually have many or necessarily any discursive thoughts, but at the same time too, our minds feel very, very dull. We feel that we're in a state that is on the verge of falling asleep.
Tani gungmu nga so yang tani pena gum jabna tani gungzi mamboza o chabarta sha mamboza jin mamboza 대 공세가 다소 5만 통고나 매매시다 갈때 5만 자만 본 통된디 존자만 본 통된디 시나 포 할리바 작체소나 되니 곰잡나다 된디 용거래.
So we can easily feel this kind of dullness in a meditation period say even within half an hour, and particularly in the evening after we've eaten a big meal, particularly a meal with lots of bread or meat, drunk lots of milk or yogurt or something like this until our stomachs have expanded, then it's rather common that we feel dull in our meditation.
다티 간디시 고르지 딘디 레소나 가서 간디 고르지 나더니 찍대 가서 강박 나라 되니 사차데지 치지 고르 페나 고다 고직다 데소파르 시니 되니 카리어 고여 데소파르 시니 강박 나라 사무요나 딥판거레 데시그레.
So one thing we can do to help ourselves in this situation is to increase the light of the place that we're meditating in by opening the doors or opening the windows.
되니 니바데 가서 페나 강박은 난거 되니 조차때 말 제마동 거래 강박 나라 때저 정모요나 페나가 약카 조뇽다 되니 시요나 되니 조뇽데 말 때저 정모 돌아 장네 되니 시나 디판 도요래 양나 곰바교요나 곰바 삽삽마동 특부마교나 디판 도요래.
Or another thing we can do is reduce the temperature of the space that we're meditating in. So if it's in summer, we can perhaps reduce the air conditioning or remove layers of clothing, just wear light clothing.
되니 강박할 때 썩슴라고 되니 용캔스 있나? 되니 티값스 썩 통하고 나란 존이 곰잡나 디 판토요레. 대좀 토나 판토요레.
It can also be beneficial if you live in a multi-storied house to go to the top story, such as the third story, to meditate.
되니 치장모 강올라 잡고 그래. 치장모 강올라 잡나 디 판토요레.
And splashing cold water on your face is also useful.
나티소 탑라모티소레.
These are some easy methods.
나티소 탑시 참아 빼셨다나 다른 지 탑니 되니 가게 때 판통 메나티니 간디시고제나스.
So what if you've tried all of these things but it just doesn't do anything, you still feel really dull?
되니 곰잡에든 삼죽시고 그래.
Well, in this case, then you should cease your meditation session.
되니 티값스 다른 양아촌 삼죽 맙시니 어떻게 잡니 인담만다 되니 곰들이 되나 되니 누바 셈라 셈거나라 누바 리니 곰라 삼박 침보게 용 그래.
If at this time, instead of putting on pause our meditation session, we force ourselves to continue, then we'll find our minds becoming resistant to meditation, developing a feeling of annoyance.
되니 셈때 고랑때니 탑시 약보즈시니 되니 늘고 그래 마또 가서 되니 그더니 탑시 약보 고쇼 마시나 되니 셈 고랑 되니 양 지르드그래 그래 자가잖아 판니 되니 시요나 되니 셈거 곰자와니 잡 문도 빠든지 그래.
So in dealing with our own minds, it's necessary that we use appropriate or skillful means. If we are too forceful with our minds, if we don't use an appropriate method, then our minds will be very rebellious and they won't be willing to engage in further meditation.
나랑서 곰잡사가 칸바디 묶으르고나 영나 곰잡사가 득사디 묶으르고나 셈거나라 마치빠 되니 셈거나라 선바키야 되니 용이 고르비오레.
It's possible that we might find ourselves in a state where just seeing the place where we usually meditate or seeing this cushion that we usually sit on makes us feel very annoyed and fed up. So for this reason, it's not okay to force ourselves and compel our minds to do something.
어때지 그랬더니 니바디 빠치 니바디 강아지나더니 곰잡이네 갑갑서 당보니 곰잡이네 겁니 남쪽 망보 끼니더니 자와니 말 더니 저네가 돌아 용 못봐 더니 요레스.
The second challenge or obstacle or problem that we typically encounter is one where so many thoughts are arising, such a multitude of thoughts are arising that we just simply aren't able to bring ourselves to a state of calmness.
Shertang atsu tini le tangbo pala namtok mambo kegre te ching muksar ching mare te yore ta te yang mayin bachi lakpar tini namtok mambo kini zhene ga tokla chungzi te zi yang yung ka yung matapa tini ga korkab tini yore.
So we're not talking here about the usual situation that beginning meditators find themselves in, where their minds are full of distracting thoughts. We're talking about a particular situation aside from this or separate from this, when one is just simply not able to bring one's mind into a state of stillness.
Tani namjin tini nyama takbar tini yenna tani te sem ka natul marezi te lipu thola tini nad yovi tagrez.
If this is something that persists for many days on end, then actually this isn't an issue in our minds. It's probably one related to our physical bodies, and so we need to approach it from the point of view of healing a sickness.
Te ngaso zama zaligta tani lipu gurchut jabligta yana tani sarman pena bogan mandata tani jaga manganala zhongyi nala tani man kajin tongna tani lipo thola tani pan toyongore ti tobki sem ya boyongyala te pan toyore te ma to banga so pena num ga takarala baganala tani lekaleni te na ya boyomares.
So we can go about resolving this kind of situation by adjusting our food, or by having some kind of medical treatment for our body, by taking Tibetan medicine or Chinese medicine. It's possible by relying on these therapies that we'll be able to resolve the problem. In any case, it's not appropriate to take Western medicine that simply just cures the problem directly by working on the mind.
真定机这个叫真定机是什么呢？怎么说呢？真定机就是一种药啊。아마 그나 작나 더도 너나 배나 언니만 따와 아미요 따와 드리 거라 드리 거라 만보여래 샘 딘통잖아데 샘 마라 딘디 샘 남통만 보 맞지야 딘디
like taking suppressant medication. This is not good to take suppressants. Please don't take them. Making adjustments to one's food and dietary intake is much better.
Deni kangba la zhu qinbo yo bada, deni kangba na kangba la sone gomjab na tari gong la shabati so dokshok tisu de la pangres.
And also other simple steps we can take to resolve this are the opposite kinds of things to what we just spoke of in relation to mental dullness. So we can increase the temperature of the space we're meditating in, put on more clothes, go to a lower story of our house to meditate, and so on.
다티소 탐집 것더니 판통매나 더니 양 검자야 되네 그 삼족시니 더니 님반동야다다 샹차라다다 개와전듬나 된주 그래서.
But if we try doing all of these things and it doesn't come to anything, then for the time being again we can put aside our meditation session and engage in some other kind of practice, such as recitation of mantras or prostrations.
Tati journey gomluk resi, ti journey gomluk tenri la teni sem journey ngala nene sem kanala napto jamba ke me pashini tenri ngani teni paba sharez gom teni paba sharez ka teni nyemba dangna ti journey ngani paba sharez ka nyemba dangluk res.
So by abiding in this state of equanimity and stillness, and meditating on Chenresig and reciting his 6-syllable mantra, this is Chenresig practice based on shamatha meditation.
Teni ngaso tisoko tola tonjo undu tanang ngato chatete te yen teni langtongo goni ngaso nyemba dangluk te ngaso shudro teni te ngoto shekin.
So this brings us to the end of this morning's teaching session, and in the afternoon session we're going to look at Chenresig practice based on Vipassana or insight meditation.
Tu benzo le